Hello, Judith here from Therapies for the Mind. And I've been talking in this series of videos about the symptoms of anxiety, the things that anxiety does to us, the pain, if you like, that it causes. And today I want to talk about the actual physical pain that it can cause. Many people will take themselves off to A&E believing absolutely that they're having a heart attack and probably about to die. I've had clients who've done that on a number of occasions. And of course, they weren't having a heart attack. They were having an anxiety attack or a panic attack. But the symptoms were so bad and so strong and so frightening that they felt they had to go and seek medical help. And what's going on here, and I won't go into the great detail at the moment, I've done that before and I'll do it again undoubtedly, is the things we're thinking about in our mind, the anxious, worrying thoughts, are being seen as a threat, and therefore we are activating the fight-flight response. And when we do that, our body is prepared for action. So we breathe faster, our heart beats faster, our blood vessels are dilated. We may feel sick or actually be sick because our digestive system is shut down. And our immune system is also shut down in these circumstances, which can be a problem if you are anxious 24/7 for years. So it's all very natural, and actually it's hardwired. Once we think in our head that there is a threat, by thinking anxious thoughts, it's as if we were back in caveman days and a wild animal was coming towards us with the idea of killing us and having us for lunch. So those symptoms are real physical pain, and discomfort, inability to breathe properly, feeling that your heart is going to jump out of your chest, palms or other parts of you getting sweaty, feeling nauseous, perhaps actually being sick. All of it is down to the fight-flight response. And it is scary, absolutely petrifying. And I see people who are having these sort of attacks, not just every day, but multiple times a day. And it's just unbearable. You know, they're at the point of despair where they have no idea how they're going to carry on like this, and they have no idea what to do about it. And sometimes we know how they got to this point. Sometimes we don't. And at this point, it doesn't actually really matter. They are suffering these horrendous symptoms. And my first job is to help them to deal with those symptoms, to help them to manage to turn off this hardwired fight-flight response. And so, you know, the cause, which we may come to look at later, is not significant at this point. We're at crisis point with a real emergency situation. The impact is huge. Can you imagine having multiple anxiety attacks every day and being able to do your job, or being able to look after the house and take care of the kids? Let alone, for goodness sake, actually enjoying any aspect of your life. You are literally living from moment to moment, waiting for the next attack to come, getting through it somehow, and then waiting for the next one. So it completely takes over your life. So your job suffers, your relationships suffer, your life suffers, you suffer. And you know, I have talked to people who are at the point of saying there is no point in going on. There is no point in staying alive because my life is such a misery. And that is a horrendous place for anybody to get to. but I can help. I can help in a number of ways. I've now got a number of options appropriate for different people at different times. So if you're worried about having to talk to somebody and maybe being asked questions about what's happened in your past and just not wanting to talk, just wanting this to feel better, just wanting to some of these attacks to stop, preferably all of them, then I've got a set of 10 videos which I have recorded doing sessions that I would do face-to-face with a client that you can do at your own pace, taking your time with help from me if you want it, but you don't have to have it. You can just get on your own and work through it. And you will find some ways of managing those panic attacks. In fact, the very first method, which is breathing, comes in the very first session, so help comes quickly. If you want me to be more actively involved, then I run group sessions, and the next one is starting on the 1st of October this year, 2020. So I'm able to customize a bit more, but obviously I'm working with a group. I'm just not working with you as an individual. And I am still doing one-to-one sessions, both online and face-to-face. And there, of course, you have a totally customized approach because we're all wonderfully unique human beings, and what each person needs and when they need it, it can be very different. So those are the options, and they're all described on my website, and the details of that will come up at the end of this video. So, go take a look. More important for you, if you are suffering from these anxiety attacks, from these panic attacks, doesn't matter how frequent they are, more important for you is, what's the end result going to be? Well, the end result, the difference is going to be that you will learn how to manage these attacks, how to stop them from happening. What happens is our brains are very good at automating things we do frequently. So they have now become a habit, and they feel out of your control because in a sense they are out of your control. But if you can learn techniques that you use as soon as you feel that attack coming on, then you can stop it in its tracks. And yes, you will have to do that attack after attack to begin with, particularly if you're having a lot. But if you keep doing that, you will establish a new habit, which is one where you don't have panic attacks. And then we can continue to work on the anxiety so that you feel calmer, more relaxed, and start to be able to enjoy your life again, to get some pleasure from your life, instead of constantly being anxious about being anxious about your anxiety attacks. So if you are having these attacks, please get in touch with me and we can talk through the options and you can decide which one is best for you. Don't go on suffering any longer because you don't have to. There is an answer. You can take control and stop these attacks. So why wait a moment longer? Why wait for another day of attack after attack? Talk to me as soon as you possibly can. And until then, this is Judith, as always, saying take care. Stay safe, stay well, and I hope to speak to you very, very soon. Bye.